Hello, friends. I'm coming online with an invitation for you that will be March 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time for an online gathering of connection. This decision came to be after a conversation with my book architect for Home Within yesterday with Jerry. And Jerry and I were chatting, and he asked me a question. Laura, how are you living the book? And this is a book that I've been living for decades, and I still continue to do so every single day, which is what I share in the writings and all the teachings every week in the clinics and online classes that I have the privilege of sharing. And so we wanted to create an online gathering just to help. And the inspiration came this past week with a client that I was working with. And she asked a really beautiful question. You know, we've been working in posture therapy together, and she was experiencing some lower back pain. Yet last week when we came online, there was a deeper pain, not just physical, that she had the courage to speak up about, and said that she was really struggling more from an inner space of feeling fatigue and overwhelmed and stressed. And I share the story a little bit more in the blog, which I'll post here below if you're interested in reading a little bit more about it. Really, what that call was from her was a disconnection from herself. And we've all been there. Those moments where we feel stressed or disconnected or not sure, that uncertainty that we get when we're not sure what the next best steps are. That's a calling. That's a calling for all of us to take a pause, to get still, and to give ourselves permission just to go deeper and to listen. So we talk about ego consciousness, or our personality, which shows up in this world and helps us get all the good things done that we want to get done. There's another deeper part of us all, which is described as our soul consciousness, that deeper truth of who we are, that is expansive and light and loving and compassionate. When we tap into that space of who we are, the answers are there, the wisdom is there, the guidance is there for those next best steps. So she asked me a question: how do I use the book? You know, how do I live the book, really is the question. What are the first steps? And I shared the self-assessments. You can take the wellness questionnaire. I'm popping the link here below if you'd like to try it for yourself. Checking in to see what areas of your own being might be out of balance, our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and then that creates the roadmap of the next best step often. And well-being really is a holistic approach. It's not just one thing that we work on, or just working out this body, but understanding the workings of our mind and our consciousness and our soul. So we explored that. There are the empowerment spirals that I use from my dear friend and soul brother, Stefan Bensusan. This has been a tool that has helped me make my choices over the decades. So that's included here in the book, but also in this blog that I want to share with you. So those are the topics of the next online gathering for Home Within: how to recreate that connection, that deeper connection with ourselves, by going through those two questionnaires first, and then supporting one another along that process of just creating that next best step. You know, it's hard to do this work sometimes when you're all alone. It's helpful to hear the stories of somebody else's struggle, because we all find ourselves within other people's stories. And it's those stories that can help propel us forward too, as to making those decisions and choices that just feel more aligned, that help us feel more connected, that allow us to live a life that feels more meaningful and purposeful. So you are invited, if this resonates with you at all, March 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And if you're interested, drop a yes here in the comments and I will send you the Zoom link. It's free, no charge. This is really just to help you along the path. You can get the book Home Within: The Forgotten Art of Finding Yourself, to reconnect to that deeper place, so that we can all connect, no matter what we're doing out there in the world, but do it with more love and more joy and more compassion. And more harmony within our hearts that automatically leads to our better health and well-being. Hope you'll gather with us March 12th if that resonates with you. There will be others, but this is the topic of the next one, of reconnection through the self-assessments and making those next best steps forward. All the best on your path. See you next time. Bye for now.